Just give you some mobility in your shoulders a little bit, okay?
Okay.
So, we're just going to come back. I'm going to put just a slight bit of pressure. I just want you to stay upright and feel where it feels tight. We're going to stop there. Feel any tension?
Right there.
Right there.
Oh, you might be able to go a little bit higher. Yeah, right there.
All right. Try and breathe through it and relax so that it kind of opens up a little bit. Good. So you got this right here. I'm just holding this one so that I can give myself the proper amount of tension on it.
Okay.
And then you're going to turn.
Oh, yeah, this is like the physical exercise.
Yep.
Yeah. The physical therapy that I had to do.
So this will strengthens the shoulder girdle, and kind of there you go, kind of make it like a hinge. You should feel in here. We just want this pedal here, and then back in. And it feels like there's a difference between strengthening, like discomfort, and hurting pain.
Yeah.
If you ever feel when you're doing any of these things like a sharp feel, that's hurting pain.
Okay.
If it's kind of dull and squeezy, that's strengthening. 2 more. Good. Switch hands.
Okay, so this one I'll have to go this way.
Yep, just turn around and we'll see it from this side. And you'll notice probably one side you can
this
go further than the other on. Yeah, like it doesn't feel like much there, does it?
No. Yeah, this is the shoulder that hurts when I drive. This is the one, my whole leg except my left side is the one that's jacked.
There you go.
Is this a tire?
It is.
Okay. This all the metal things sticking out of it and got very confused for a second.
What is this? Yeah. Yep. Inner tubes make where what everybody used before, like the surgical tubing and everything came in vogue. So whenever I have one that gets used up, I'm like, I'm still going to use this thing. There you go. Now I want you to do a set of face pulls. And these I'm not sure if you've done them or not. You're going to come back and you're going to pull up and towards your face.
Okay.
I need to move just a little bit closer, just so I go. So I'm here, up, and out.
Pass like this?
Yeah, you want to try and feel like squeezing in your shoulders to pull it back.
Okay.
We don't want to rely so much on like bicep pulling. We want to work on like flapping wings.
Okay.
You pull those towards your face. They're good for warming up shoulders.
Okay, so.
And if it feels tight, you might need to move a little closer because you're reaching the end of the inner tubes. Like,
Oh, maybe too high there. Okay. So like this?
Yep, and then wings back. There we go. Close in, wings back. Yep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So this is basically just like moving the shoulders and stuff.
Yep. 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right. You're going to come in, one hand behind the back.
Okay.
I want you to just squat down enough that you can get through the crotch area.
Crotching.
And then you're going to come up and then down.
Okay, so I'm not dropping them, I'm just picking them up.
Yeah, we're just going to work through to warm up to get the body warmed up.
Okay, so
and this guy's short.
yeah.
It's crazy short. Yep. And then straight up and then down. There you go. Now I'm going to keep him upright so that you can get the feel around the back. Squatting up and down. Good. Good. All right. One more. Good. All right. Similar thing, except we're going to, I'm not going to have you do a duck under on him because he's too short for all that. But you're going to come to the side and you're going to, hand comes around the hip, underneath, and I want you to, it's not standing straight up like this. That's really hard. It's, notice that my feet are almost to his center line.
Okay.
And then I'm going to,
Here, hold on one second. Let me get
so I come in, I'm real close, and I could pinch his leg right here.
Okay.
In Greco, we would double the guy over from here, right? Or if we're going to go for a suplex, when we go for this, we get in, your hips drive forward.
Okay.
And you'll see that he goes on an arc rather than straight up.
Okay. So you want me to kind of arc it?
Yeah, because if I'm going to pick this guy up, I can arc him over. Or if I pick him up here, then I can turn him.
Okay.
So if I was going to hit here, I squeeze him over, and then as he starts to try and get his leg out, I'm going to arc over. And if I was going to hit him with that salto, that's where I would go with it.
Okay. Okay. So you're not ducking under.
Don't worry about the duck under.
So
maybe just think about doing tossing the arm past you.
So
just toss that arm past. Now,
so
this hand comes around his hips.
So under the arm or over the arm?
Under the arm.
Under the arm. Okay.
Now you're going to pull your hips forward and
like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me see it on here so I can kind of see how it looks. So squatting down, pinching his legs, hips drive forward, and his legs will drive out like they're swinging out this way.
Like that?
Yep. Yeah, a hinge from the hip, like I've got a rope on your hip, and I'm pulling it forward.
Like that?
Yes. Do one more on him, and then I'm going to have you lift me the same way, because it'll be easier. Okay. All right, now. So this would be like if you'd taken my arm and did you can just do a drag, an arm drag, so that when you pull it across, so on here, we're going to do like a handoff.
Okay.
And then here.
Okay.
Come around. So
like this.
There we go. I'm through. And shoot this hand underneath.
Oh, underneath.
And grab my hip.
Grab your hip.
Now push your hips forward. You're still kind of lifting me straight up.
Am I? Okay.
Now, here we go. There we go. Did I feel lighter?
Yes.
There we go. You can feel it as the person being lifted, whether it's like a slow lift or if it's a swinging lift.
Gotcha.
Like I should feel like I was leaning on like a railing and I'm being tipped over that railing.
Rather than being lifted straight up.
Over the top of it.
Okay.
So on a duck under, if we were wrestling, your head would drop underneath, and that's what puts you right there, and you're able to step right into it.
Okay.
Now, once you have a man even this much off the ground, your options for putting him on his back get real high real fast.
Yeah.
The higher that man goes, a whole lot less does he have control over how that's going to end.
Yeah.
If you wanted to just toss the guy over your back, he might be able to like flip out of it a little bit. If you go, bam! And you sometimes see people get stuck like that, and I would be so mad if someone did that to me. But it happens.
Yeah.
You can also step out of the way of it and drop that
Just
person.
like-
Because if you're already swinging me up, now you can just turn me over with that.
Just like
Yep.
that.
And then I go bam on my back.
Yep. Ass over tea kettle.
Yep. Boom! And it's because you've got that swinging lift in there. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And the same thing, if we were talking about lifting from the front, that's where you're going to get that turn at the top for like a body slam.
Okay.
So if we were going to lift this guy into a body slam position, we're here, and then we can step in, and then we turn that as we pop him up. It's that rotation.
Okay.
So if with a person, I can assist with that extra swing up onto your shoulder,
Yeah.
because when you go to lift me, I'm not going to be heavy.
Yeah.
So as your hand comes over the top here,
Over here.
and then squat, you're squatting down, and you've got that squat here. See how I was able to?
Yep.
I just rotate my
post,
head into
yep.
it, and I put a post.
Yeah.
up.
You post up there and.
Then I know when I'm going over,
Yeah.
and you can go, plat.
And I can tuck your head to make sure you're not landing head first.
Yep.
Okay.
Because it's essentially me going near, and you're going boom, and continuing the movement over.
Okay.
So same lift. And the more we can use that hip pop, then the more that we're going to be using those strong muscles here rather than relying on trying to squat the guy out of it.
Okay.
And that squatting that guy out of it you can do, but it's tiring,
Yeah.
and you can feel the difference. It's hard on the body to do that with a person, even if they start to go with it. Just lifting them, you also I don't feel like the straight up lift puts you in as good a position to get the rotation going.
Yeah. It
for the
doesn't
throw.
feel like. Can I try it one more time?
Yep. So
Okay.
so here.
So
and
it's like. Oh no!
Right.
This way.
Yep.
So that was straight up.
Straight up.
Yeah. So it just feels like really heavy.
Yes.
But when I did it,
We keep here.
yeah, that's just so much lighter, and it feels like I have more control.
You do. It feels like I'm under more control because I get popped, and there's just a nice. When you get thrown by somebody who knows how to throw you, there's a moment of weightlessness because you're using a lot of momentum and inertia, and that tells me that you're using proper technique. So with that person, you get thrown and you hit that upper point where you're like, oh, wow, I'm floating for a second. And then all of a sudden go, kapow, when gravity gets back in control. So using that hip pop, boom, that's where suplexes, everything come out of his hip pop.
Okay.
Because especially if you watch the Japanese guys, because you know how much they love suplexing people.
Oh yeah.
When you hit a suplex, if I try to lift, stand up, and then go over, it's so hard.
Yeah.
But if I suplex here and I go,
Yep.
boom, now I can drive it out.
Yeah. The only time I ever really see that other type is when I do like that stall suplex.
Yes. And the same thing, if you're doing a front side suplex, you got to get that hip pop. So that when you get them, you've got that rotation. Because we're wrestling. I get past him and over. All right. So that's what I want you to think about, and especially with most throws. If we can find some way to pop them, then we can get them. It's the same way when we were working with that more clothesline type technique. When you step past me just a little bit with your hip, boom,
Yeah.
and there I am. There's there's a pop over that hip. Doom! And it just causes my legs to come up just light enough for when you hit me with that suplex. Over I go. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. And as far as throws go, it's the one you can feel the most difference when you did it right versus when you did it wrong.
Yeah, I could definitely, like I said, I could feel the difference from lifting straight up to like.
Here's with a shoulder throw.
Okay.
So with a shoulder throw, I like coming in from the side on these.
Okay.
Because from the front, it's too much here.
Oh yeah.
And it's too much here.
Yeah.
So I always like to enter from the side. I'll push the guy, and when he starts to come back in, I hit from here, and then they go over.
Okay.
So, but if I do it too upright, my sensei used to say, "Why are you trying to pull that man uphill?"
Yeah.
But when I squat down,
yeah, you're getting leverage too.
And then up and over they go.
Yeah.
So for you, you wouldn't have to go. So if you got this right here,
oh, am I doing it to
you
you?
can grab here.
Okay.
Now,
so
I want you to kind of come in off this like 45. You're going to squat down just a little bit, pulling me through, and then once you get up your shoulder up underneath, you're going to stand up with it.
Okay, so
try to pop me with your hips backwards just a little bit.
So,
there.
Like that?
So if we're here, and I'll show you on this guy real quick so you can see the movement.
Yeah, because I'm not sure I'm getting it.
So we're here, we're wrestling. Maybe I pop him to get his head up, right?
Okay.
Boom. Hit him with a European or something so he goes, oh! And then I come up underneath, and it's there.
Okay.
Maybe we can try getting your hips out just a little bit more. In wrestling, their shoulder throw comes a little bit, the hips go further through. It's almost to the side.
Okay.
With judo, it's right in front.
Okay.
Both are
Can I
fine.
try? So on this, I'd come up. Oh god damn! I forgot he's so short.
Yeah, he's like wrestling.
Okay, so come up, like that.
Yeah, he's so short. It's gonna be for you. They've got taller ones. And if you if you rotate your hips most of the way through, then it's gonna work even better.
Yeah.
Let's do more of a head and arm.
Okay.
Comes through. Turn your hips all the way through, like all the way past, and that's gonna take me over.
Okay. So like a headlock.
It's kind of a headlock takedown.
So, and then just like
Boom.
that. Except we're not going down to the ground.
Right. And you can just pull me over if you squat your hips just a little bit more. Then over I go.
Okay.
So that's boom.
And that's popping.
And especially if you were working with a guy who's closer to your size, you can hit here and get either a knee down, which is kinder, or you can go with what's required by wrestling rules, and you go all the way down to the ground with them. Either one is fine for somebody who knows how to take the fall.
Yeah.
The one where you go down to your knee is just a little gentler on the person who's taking it.
Okay.
Right. So those are some things to think about, just mechanics wise, that I wanted to talk about.
Using the hip.
Using that hip. Making sure that we squat enough into it, because one of the 7 key skills is level change.
Okay.
So stance, level change, and then it's penetration after that. If you come in, this is the way wrestling works. It's gonna happen.
It's always about penetration, right?
So when you're wrestling, if I skip, I got good stance.
Uh-huh.
I've got good penetration, but I don't have level change.
Yep.
What happens is I start to come here, and you already know what's going on. Versus when I'm here, I'm getting feeling, boom, and I'm drop and shoot straight in.
Okay.
So instead of coming at this angle, which you shouldn't do, it's drop and then go. We're gonna work on a technique that comes from sumo. It's one of my favorite wrestling styles because it's so much like a cross between Greco and judo.
Okay.
So we're gonna come in and we're gonna be wrestling, and you're going to push into me, and when
my shoulder.
Yeah. So when you start to push into me,
yeah,
I'm gonna turn and just go out like that. It's just a shoulder, almost like a shoulder whip.
Okay.
So we're wrestling. I go to push in on you. You get the pressure, and boom, you just roll me over.
Okay.
So we'll come over here so that I can.
Yeah. And also, we don't throw you straight into the TV over there.
We'll hold the hardcore rules for later.
Okay.
So I'm in. And once you feel me, kind of turn your shoulder in and down. So as you feel this, right here.
Yeah.
Now, as I feel you start to push pressure back in, I kind of disappear with a slight back step. Now, go ahead and step away, and I'll show you the movement. I'm pushing in. I feel the pressure start to come back in, and I step. There's a slight step with the front, because you can feel me still keeping pressure on you as you're pushing in.
Yeah.
That lets me get a little light on this foot.
Yeah.
Which is a little two-step.
Okay. Okay. I think I saw it.
Because you'll feel it. I just do a quick two-step, and that's what gives you the range to be able to then turn in and down.
Okay. So if we're doing it, left.
So,
or right?
so we're wrestling here. Right here. I'm pushing in. You've got control of this arm.
Oh, pause. I went the wrong way.
As you feel, you
So
get
I step back
just
here.
a little bit, and step out to the side just a little bit over here. There it is.
Oh, and I go this way.
And then down.
Okay, so I'm going the wrong way. Part of it. Okay.
All right, so we're pushing in.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yep.
I push back, and that's when you disappear out from underneath it.
Okay. Okay, so I want to work on the footwork first.
Yep.
So
we're pushing.
Step.
We're right here.
Then back.
And you want to get it when you feel this right. You push into me.
Okay.
And this is right here. That
Oh, I want to push into you, and then when you push back, that's when I do it?
That's when you disappear. It's almost like I'm expecting this door to be closed.
Okay.
I pushed on it once, it pushed me back. And so I go, oh, I'm going to really have to put some effort into it. And when I go, all of a sudden it goes, boom, and it just flies open.
Okay.
So let's get the feel for the push. You push, and I'll resist.
Okay.
You feel that resistance?
Yeah. Okay.
So we're pushing, and once you push, that's when you can get light on that front leg.
Okay, so I can go.
Because when you push me, that's when you can get light. Because you know that I'm going to go right back at you, right?
Okay.
So push into you, and then we can open the door and let me out.
Okay.
Just kind of showing me the way out. Because it's a push, and it'll look, we're wrestling. I push, and then it's just, and then I'll end up right here.
So. Whoa.
Almost.
I almost threw you into the.
Oh. Let's just ask it for it. Right?
Okay. So
we're
push in. I don't feel like I'm getting my leg out of the way.
So try, let's see here. Go ahead and leave it there,
Leave what?
But
my back foot?
your front foot.
Okay.
And try staying heavy on this one and tracing that circle. See how that works.
Okay.
So pushing in, I'm giving you a heavy pressure. Keep this. How's that feel? It felt
better.
better on my end.
Yeah, but my leg still feels like it's getting stuck.
Okay.
Like I'm not getting the movement.
Off of this one or off of this
Off
one?
my left leg.
Off your left leg.
Yeah, it's like.
Just let it go light.
Yeah, that's what I was like. It's like it just feels like I can't get my movement into it.
Okay, let's see.
So
Feel the pressure. I'm going to just keep pressure on you.
Okay.
You decide when.
Yeah, and then just like, so as soon as I start spinning, it just feels like it just stiffens.
Try maybe on this front leg. So we're here. Point your toes in towards mine just a little bit.
Like that?
Now let's see what happens when you try it. Did that feel like it opened your hips any? Because you kind of preload the turn by moving your toes in.
Okay, maybe. Let me try it again. Yeah, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you, it's like, so whenever I go, I start doing that turn, like, it just feels like it just, like, my whole leg locks up from here on down.
It could just be that your leg is still smoked. So it could actually be locking up a little bit right now. So if that's the case, don't worry about it.
We'll try it next.
We'll try it next week, and you may go, oh.
Can we try the other side?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're coming in. No, it's always a. There we go. Now I'm pushing in. No, I'm pushing into you.
Okay.
You give me pressure back so that I have to stand up, right?
Yep. I think what it is, like, so when I'm leaning forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So whenever I try to trace that foot back, I'm losing my balance, and that's what's stiffening up my leg.
Got it. All right. Try not to maybe trace as big a circle.
Okay.
Trace a smaller circle.
Okay.
And let's see how that goes. Just a smaller circle. Try to be kind of uprightish.
Okay.
Pressure in. Now, just trace a small circle.
Oh, that felt much better. Okay.
The big circle slows you down, which means that by the time that you get me to about right here, you're out of momentum.
Yeah.
The small circle, shoop,
Okay.
I disappear underneath you.
Okay. I think that's what it was, because.
All right.
So let's try it with this one with the smaller circle.
So I'm pressing in, small circle.
Oh yeah, that feels so much better.
That's a. I don't remember the Japanese name for it, but it's something Hiniri, I believe. So it's a modified shoulder throw in a lot of ways.
Okay.
A lot of the same movements, but instead of getting you up here and taking you over, I'm pressing in, and when I get pressure back, I just choop and just whip you to the ground.
Okay.
Because with sumo, you hit the ground, you're done.
Yeah.
But in a street sense or whatever, if you're standing in front of a wall,
Yeah.
pressure, boom, the guy's going in the wall.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, into a turnbuckle or the gate or the crowd or whatever it is, down a set of stairs.
Yeah. I mean, even that's like, could like throw them into the rope to the crowd.
Yeah.
Or even just like, into like to reposition them and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's feel the pressure, and it's immediately smaller circle.
Yeah. Well, my leg was already far out.
So get your feel first so that you feel nice and comfortable. You should feel really stable. I press back in, and over I go.
Okay.
I think your thing's not communicating.
This one?
We've got 0. Now, with another thing that we're in here, we're wrestling and we're tight, right?
Okay.
If you decide that you want to get up out of here, right? I like to tell my guys to always wrestle with their heads.
Okay.
And we want to put this in here.
Okay.
Or right in here. Because if you're in tight and you've got you'll take your head, put the crown right there. Now, you feel how now it's hard for me to get in on you?
Yeah.
And see how broken my body structure is now?
Yeah.
Now you're able to get out to the outside. You're able to work. You're able to do whatever. Because whenever I wrestle, I get it right here.
Yeah.
And I'm here.
Yeah.
Because I want to be pushing their face offline. Because once you get my head offline, now my body's out of alignment.
Yeah.
Now, that allows you can give me a good push and reach down. And you can just reach down and grab behind my knee.
Behind this knee?
Yep, and hook it and just push me over.
Oh. Yeah.
You can just get that. You can just snatch that leg right up.
Okay.
Now, when we're in again, you gotta get in there. Now get not so much head down.
Up.
Head just in just a little bit.
Oh, and?
Turn and then you can feel. It should feel pretty comfortable for you.
Yeah.
Because it feels really unpleasant
like
for
flat.
me.
Yeah.
because now you got that hard spot. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to try and work my head in there too. And so a guy's going to want to try and get out of that. And so when he starts to disengage and tries to go here,
Yeah.
your hand comes up, comes right behind the back of my head,
Oh.
and you're going to yank where you're trying to think about putting my forehead right there on that red tape.
Okay, so that
So,
way.
and you're going to take a step back and give me a hard yank straight through and down.
Okay, so.
I go to try and break free of this, and your hand comes up,
Shoot.
yank, and you don't even have to move your legs.
Oh, I
You're
don't
just
move
gonna
my legs?
shoot me down, like
Oh, I don't move.
like right in front of you.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna, I turn, you got that, I open up, I
So-
get pressure off,
So-
this shoots up.
Shoots up.
Now you kind of sink your hips and jerk me straight back. There I am.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just putting you down basically in between my legs. Okay.
Head snap.
Okay.
So once you snap me down, now I might not go all the way down, but what happens is I then stand up. And once I stand up, you let me go, and boom, boom, over I go.
Yeah.
It's either I get snapped down or I get bounced.
Yeah.
And once I'm bounced, that hand that was pulling me down comes up underneath my neck. And then whatever. You can hit me with kind of that clotheslining movement.
Yeah.
Because I'm coming back up and you're driving through. Or I get snapped down and then it's boom, I'm getting knocked out in Pound Town, you know? So we're here. I like to, even when I'm wrestling high, I like to push in and then gets feel that little
So I'm like this. Like that.
There we go. Now if it's nice and sharp, I should end up on the mat.
Okay. Okay.
So we're wrestling. Push. Make it a chirp. And you can use your body weight for it if you just sink back into your hips with that little pop at the end. So right there. Because you got more mass than I do. If you get me jerked, it's going to be a lot harder for me to recover from that.
Okay.
So, and I'm always, whenever wrestling, if you feel me and I've got heavy weight on you,
yeah,
I'm going to rest it on you.
Yeah.
You feel that?
Yeah.
Check this out. Cup this elbow.
Cup this elbow.
And just pull it up a little bit.
Pull up like this.
So, if it's right here. Now, you feel the weight come off?
Yeah.
So if you just suck your arm in towards you, now that keeps me from, and then bring your head up. There it is. Now do you feel I can't get as much weight on you?
Yeah.
The same way, put your weight into this. Really try to hold me down, right? Now, I've changed the angle, and you're pulling me into you rather than down.
Okay.
So it's just a little hook and pull, and it makes a world of difference because now instead of coming straight down, it turns it, and now you're going here, and I'm not getting pulled anywhere. I'm not getting pulled down. I'm not getting snapped up because with these, I'm always looking to try and angle out. With wrestling, you're going to be looking to angle out. So I'm here, I'm pulling you around. I'm trying to get here so I can drive through over here. Because with wrestling, there's a triangle, or I guess I should say a diamond. From here, kind of thinking, my hips are here, there's a point on the ground up here, and there's a point on the ground back here between my legs.
Okay.
Those are the places that I'm going to have the most likelihood to go over my hips. If I'm wrestling here, I've changed the diamond, but it's here now and over here.
Okay.
So you'll see this right here because I'm real strong this way now. But front corner, back corner, I've got a lot harder time with it. So what your goal is always to make a pyramid so that you've got two.
It's like that.
So check it out. If I'm going to be attacking you, I don't want us to overlap because now we're like, once we've become connected, technically we're a quadrupedal animal.
Okay.
So we both have legs strong the same direction, right?
Yeah.
So when I decide that I want to attack you, I'm going to turn that angle. And now you see how I'm facing just one of your legs?
Yeah.
And I can drive you back over that.
Okay.
So we're hooked up, we're wrestling. you want to change the angle of attack. I want you to turn like that. Yep, all you got to do is take a slight angle so that you see just one of my legs, and now you see the difference.
Yeah.
Because we're no longer like a horse.
Okay.
We've taken it and we've twisted it, and then we're driving it up and over that leg.
Okay.
So just like that stool, it's really stable until we get it tilted out, and then it goes real easy because we're going over just one of its points rather than trying to go two or more.
Okay.
So we're here, boom, boom, wrestling, we're in. You're always gonna be trying to angle for that leg. Like that. Yep. And especially if you can get this leg between these legs, now I've got a hard time moving, right? And you can get, if you keep your hips kind of straight to me, like straight like that. Oh, your hips.
Like into the,
bring this one over to me.
I don't know what you mean by into.
So, right here. So see how I got hip here, hip here. Now I can drive through.
Okay,
So just step through and then keep a walking orientation of your hips.
like this.
There you go.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the more you get, if you drop low, because I'm shorter than you, I can get pretty deep fast,
Yeah.
right? But if you drop a little bit low and you do that same thing, and now
Yeah, you're coming up a little bit.
now I'm coming up, and that's when you can get me. And especially since you're taller, I've got a belt on.
Yeah.
So if you get that leg through, yes, boom, and then I'm done because you've lifted me. And if you use that hip bump with that same belt grab, I'm having a hard time dealing with that.
Yeah.
Same thing if you hit me with that hip bump and then you just turn.
So.
Yep. Boom. Over I go. So that's it. That'd be like in sumo, it'd be like a mawashi grab. You pick them up, boom, and just tilt it, just roll me over your hip. So let's try that. Well, that will be one of our last ones. So
that
you're gonna
grab.
come in. Now, remember the hip thrust?
Are we doing the belt?
Yep. You can
Okay.
get a hold of my belt.
Okay. So I'm gonna come over.
Get a hold of my belt, and then
I didn't get the.
and then
Yeah, I didn't get the
Yep.
thrust.
now when you get that, come in. You've stepped through.
Yep.
You've got this hip thrust. All I want you to do is then
Swing.
turn me over.
Okay. Am I going to? But I'm not throwing you down, right?
What you'll feel is that you'll grab those hips, and then you swing, and you'll kind of, if you pick me up, swing me one side, and then the other.
Okay. So.
And that you'll notice that at first I have a ability to try and put my weight down, but when you swing one way and then the other, those legs fly out, and that's when you're going to just be able to turn me over.
Okay.
All right, one more. There we go.
Let's do that one again. That one I didn't get.
That's it right there. So those are a couple of big throws, right? And when you pop me up, like you saw, you could carry me straight back and boom into whatever it is that you wanted to shoulder into.
Yeah.
Only thing to be aware is don't crush your own hands in the process because that'll help that guy out. So those are just a couple of concepts, and I like this Zubuneri throw. I really like it because the shoulder in and then turning out. The person just zips on by. Zip. So keeping those in mind. We're gonna do a round of pads as our topper tonight.
Okay.
Turn my seats here. All right. One.
Oh fuck!
That'll get you. It'll get you.
My elbow popped.
The only thing worse than that is punching the bag and having your fist roll. It rolls your wrist.
My elbow popped like a motherfucker. I think that might be the first time that ever happened. I can't stop laughing at it.
Okay, ready? Choose. One, two. One, two, one. Whoa. Good. All right. We do our cool down. Yeah.
I learned that I was struggling at is that whole
Foot movement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That side to side, I need to work on that.
Sounds good. We can do it, man.
Let's
This. Good to have you back in here.
Yes. Next week.
All right, brother. Wednesdays work out better?
Yes.
Good.
Buy the shirt.